Oriire Wo, good tidings to you. I pray that you're feeling awake, aware, and elevated in mind, body, and spirit, wherever you are and whatever may be happening around you. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. I am Baba Umar, Oluranse Emese, voice of the MSA, member of the Isoro Traditional Council of Chiefs, Oluwo of the House of Umar, and Babalawo of Ile-Ife, Orisa. This Ile, this spiritual house, our website, and these video lessons are sanctioned by the Isoro Traditional Council of Chiefs in Ile-Ife, Nigeria. Opo Irae, abundant blessings to our Egbe, our online community of subscribers that's growing daily. Thank you for joining us for another lesson in our video blog series. This particular lesson, we're dealing with Ifa Iwa. Remember, as a member of our Egbe, you can support each other's spiritual journey by posting your questions and uplifting comments in the comment section below. You can also email me directly using the link that's in the description section below. If you're new to these video lessons, we invite you to click on the links below to become a subscriber and member of our Egbe, our online community. Also, click the notification button to stay up to date and share this resource with your family, your friends, your associates, and anyone that you feel may benefit from this wisdom. Homage to the one who sends and to those who are sent. Homage to Orisa and Egun. Our topic in this video is Oshe Ifa ritual, Afose, Ogbon Eronu Ifa, the logic of Ifa. So we're talking about the cosmology or the logic of Odu Ifa in this lesson. First of all, I think it's important just to know how we come to how the 256 Odus come about. It's the interplay between the 16 Oju Odu, the major or principal Odus, that brings about Amulu Odu, the 240 minor Odu Ifa. It brings those 240 into existence when Ejiogbe visits with Oyeku, and Oyeku visits with Iwori, and Iwori visits with as the 16 Odus visit with each other, they form the other 240 Odus. And so when we put the 16 together with the 240, we get the 256 Odus. And as I've mentioned before, and I'll mention it again, probably innumerable times, in each Odu, there are 360 different essays or stories. And for each of those essays or stories, we say there are 360 different variations of those stories. And so we're talking about millions of permutations of wisdom that come through in the Odu Ifa. And so when you come across a particular Odu Ifa and you see that there are 2 or 3 or 4 stories, essays that you have access to in that particular Odu that you've accessed, know that that's not all of the essays, that's not all of the stories associated with that Odu. So studying the Odu Ifa is something it's a study. You search, you look, you investigate, you question, you ask Babalawos or others who have knowledge of Odu Ifa. You ask them if they can share with you additional information, additional stories from each of the 256 Odus. So again, looking at the cosmology, the structure of the Odu, of the how the Odu is formed, each leg of your Oshe Ifa Odu is characterized by, and I'll mention several items here. One, The answer that it brings, remember we said it's going to be a yes, a no, a yes conditional, a no conditional, or a balanced yes. So what's the answer that you get from your two questions that you're asking in your Oshe Ifa divination? The form or signature of the cowries that when you cast them, yes and no, and yes conditional and no conditional, can form many different ways. The cowries can fall in different alignments, and the alignment we're looking at is if I'm casting and I cast out in front of me, then the cowrie that's closest to me is the bottom, then the second, then the third, then the top. Okay? And so in what form do we get that yes or that no, or that yes conditional, that no conditional, etc.? Third, whether it is right or left leg, your first or your second question, that's the next thing that we're looking at. And then fourth, whether the energy of each leg is Irae, meaning on path, positive, or in good fortune, or Ibi, off path, negative, or in bad fortune. And I'm going to say something in a few moments about the idea, the notion of, or defining Irae as in good fortune, or Ibi as in bad fortune. I'll comment on that in a few moments. Whether the energy, the next thing is whether the energy of your sacred Odu as a whole, when you put the two legs together and you form the Odu, whether the energy of the sacred Odu that you get as a whole is Irae or Ibi. And lastly, where it falls in the cosmological framework of Ifa Afose. Okay. And all of this will become clearer as we move further through these lessons. So when Ori, your Ori Inu, and Egbe, in this case, Egbe is referring to your Ori Ode, your physical Ori. When they're in alignment, we say Irae. They are in harmony, and the potential to manifest your destiny increases. We often refer to this as being on path. Okay. When Ori Inu and Ori Ode or Egbe are not in alignment, we say Ibi, also known as Oshogbo, and manifesting your potential diminishes. We often say this is being off path. Okay. So the interpretation or definition or explanation of Irae and Ibi are not universal among all Babalawos or lineages. For example, my chief mentor on the Isoro Traditional Council of Chiefs, excuse me, Oluranse Awo, the moderator of all Babalawos worldwide, that's one of his several titles, Baba Chief Ayoba Midele Adele Khan, he takes EB to mean simply that more investigation is needed. So each Babalawo will take a perspective, have a way of looking at the cast and determining how exactly to approach Irae and EB relative to their understanding and their approach to Afose, to casting divination. In the house of Umar, we tend to refer to Irae as not simply good fortune. That's too simplistic. To say good fortune or EB as bad fortune or bad luck, those are oversimplifications. What we say, we're trying to understand or resolve. What we're trying to understand or resolve when we consult is the tension between our Ori Inu and our Ori Ode, between what we need in order to move forward towards our chosen destiny and what we want that we perceive will give us some worldly satisfaction, but that might very well lead us in the wrong direction towards some hardship. So that's the tension that we're trying to resolve when we consult, okay? Is our Ori Inu and our Ori Ode in alignment? Ori Inu mi mabatodeje. May my spiritual Ori and my physical Ori not be in conflict. That's where we're looking. That's the lens through which we're looking when we analyze Irae versus EB. So to be more accurate and precise in our house, Ile-Ife Orisa, the house of Umar, in our interpretation of Irae and EB, we say when Irae, blessings, Na, expansion, Itelo, expansion, there's a strong alignment to manifest the potential in the area that is being highlighted by the consultation, by the divination. When we say EB, we're thinking obstruction, isoki, contraction, meaning there's resistance to change, misplaced energy or effort, being in the wrong place and time, a missed opportunity, denial of what is happening now. We say, don't argue with reality because you will lose 100% of the time. So when we're talking about EB, we're talking about someone or the condition in which someone is arguing with reality, not accepting the reality of what is at the time that the consultation is taking place. A limiting or limited perception of reality. So each leg of your Odu will fall into 4 cosmological quadrants according to the cosmology of Ifa. Note that the word that I'm going to use here, Opon, O-P-O-N, the word Opon refers to the Ifa divining tray. So when you cast the Odu, the Odus, what you cast is going to fall into one of the 4 different Opons. Otunopon, which refers to the east, to light, positive energy, masculine energy, and is bringing the fire element. Osiopon refers to the west, darkness, negative energy, feminine, and brings the water element. And remember, don't think of positive and negative energy as being opposites or negative as being bad. Positive and negative energy are complements and supporters of each other. One cannot exist without the other. So it's not that one is good and the other is bad. It's just that they are operating from a different vibrational level. Okay. The third is Oriopon. Oriopon is north, refers to heaven, again, masculine energy, positive energy, and brings the element of spirit into play. And Eseopon, south, earth, feminine, and again, negative energy is coming into play. The Odu and the quadrant correspondence is something that we're going to talk about and discuss in our next lesson. So for my backdrop in this video, I've put up images of the divining tray, the Opon. And bear in mind, I'll probably repeat this again, but the image that you see one of the images that you see in the north at the top of the divining tray, the Opon, is SU. SU is always there with Orunmila. When the Babalawo sits down and becomes the avatar of Orunmila to consult, to divine for you, SU is always present to facilitate that divination. So who's there? Ifa, the Babalawo as an avatar of Orunmila, Your Ori Inu is there, and SU is there. So when we say that SU is the Lord of the four directions, the four directions is not simply talking about north, south, east, west on the geographical grid. It's also, and more importantly, talking about Otun, Osi, Ori, Ese, Opon in the cosmological system of Ifa. So we'll take up the rest of this. We'll move on to the next aspect of this in our next video. This video, I wanted to keep it short. It's a short lesson. Something you just need to go over. Make sure that you go to the website and download the PDF so that you have this information in your notes and you can review it from time to time. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. Ki Olodumare Orisha ati egun fifune ni itona imoye ati opo Irae. May Olodumare Orisha and Egun bestow on you guidance, wisdom, and abundant blessings. Ifo Kanbale, peace of mind from Olodumare. Ajo Lo, Ajo Bo. We go out together, we return together. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. If you enjoy this video, if you get benefit from this video, be sure to click the like button. Remember, that's your way of communicating with YouTube's algorithms to say, well, more people, the algorithm says, well, more people are liking this material. We're going to give this material more presence on the news feed of the YouTube, of your YouTube app. So be sure to click the like button if that's what your heart speaks to you. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo.